Why am I dressed like a flamingo? Because your customer experience strategy needs to be just like a flamingo. Why? Well, let's find out. Hi there and welcome back. Why am I dressed completely in pink? It's because I'm pretending to be a flamingo. How long can you look at me in pink trousers and pink shirt? Probably not much. Probably hurts your eyes, so let's get rid of that. See? That's better, isn't it? Less intense on the eyes. I was in Sardinia recently speaking at a travel industry event. I flew in a few days earlier and I spent some time. Beautiful island if you ever get the chance. And one of the things that makes Sardinia interesting is its 20,000 population of flamingos. There are flamingos all over the salt plains. These are birds that you usually associate with Africa, the Caribbean, or your local zoo, and here they are all over Sardinia. So you kind of end up stopping the car and having a look. They are majestic birds. And as I looked at them, I thought, there's some lessons in there from a flamingo in terms of customer experience. That's the way my brain works. My brain is a weird place. So let's do 3 things that you can learn from a customer experience strategy perspective from your flamingo. Number 1, stand out. These birds stand out. When you see a flock of flamingos standing in the water, their bright pink feathers, their majestic stance, you can't stop looking. And the same thing should be true of our brands and our businesses. We need to stand out. In a commodity world, in a world where AI will deliver customer experience commoditized across all small, medium, large businesses. We need to stand out. We need our customer experience to stand out, to be remarkable. Will Gadira, the owner of 11 Park Madison in New York, 3-star Michelin restaurant, wrote a wonderful book called Unreasonable Hospitality. And his perspective was you have to go far beyond what people expect. One beautiful story, this Spanish family dining in the restaurant, the snow starts falling outside in New York. They've never seen snow before. They get so excited, and during the course of the meal the snow falls quite heavily. When they order dessert, they're told to walk to the entrance of the restaurant where there are 2 black sedans waiting for them, and they drive them to Central Park and they serve them the dessert in Central Park complete with sleds so that the kids can play in the snow. I read a wonderful story where a couple missed their flight to Hawaii. They turn up to the restaurant to find that the whole table's been decorated with sand and umbrellas, and so they always went beyond expectation. You have to stand out in a world of really competitive customer experience. Don't be a common garden bird, be a flamingo. That's number 1. Number 2 is all about balance. Have you ever wondered why those flamingos stand on one leg? Why do they all stand on one leg? Is it just because they're really good at yoga? No, it turns out that it's about heat conservation. So they stand in the cool water all day, and so to keep themselves warm, they tuck one leg up inside their body, and obviously evolution has given them this wonderful balance. And I think balance is what it's all about too from a customer experience point of view. And there's 3 things. The first one is touch versus technology. So yes, technology is amazing and we can do amazing things with tech today, and the AI is going to get even better with delivering those hyper-personalized, hyper-relevant messaging to customers. But at the same time, on the other side, we have to not lose the human touch, that ability and that empathy of a human relationship. And so those 2 things, touch and technology, always have to stay in balance. The other one then is, I suppose, emotion, empathy versus efficiency. And so again, we can get very efficient in customer experience. We can be frictionless, one touch, one click, and that's all really important in minimizing pain points. But at the same time, the empathy side of things and the emotional side of things has to remain. So that's also a balance. If you tip that balance, you might end up irrelevant to your customer. And then the last one is consistency versus surprise. So on one hand, the customer wants a consistent customer experience. They want the same thing every time. They want to make sure it's right. But also you need to delight your customer. You need to surprise them, go beyond their expectations at times. And so those 2 things also have to stay in balance. So those 3 things, touch and technology, consistency versus surprise, and efficiency and empathy, they're all balanced. If you get the balance wrong, you could very much tip a customer out of the sales funnel. And the third thing you need to learn from a flamingo is to do with their diet. If you look at a flamingo, and you've wondered why they're pink, and I'm sure you probably know this already. They're actually not pink. They're pink because of the brine shrimp and the algae that they eat. The carotenoid pink is in their diet. So what they consume is what turns them that bright, wonderful pink. And I think customer experience is the same. From a culture point of view, if you're looking for a customer experience to be deep in the DNA of the business, to pervade the business, to have a philosophy, you have to feed the business the diet of customer experience. From the very top, from the leadership point of view, you have to lead from the top with customer experience. It has to be there in the training, has to be there in everyday life for it to pervade the business. So Dame Irene Hayes, for instance, she is a wonderful leader of the UK's biggest travel agency. And they win customer experience award and customer service awards all the time, mainly because she runs the business from the very top. She is the brand, she is customer experience, every touch point, every employee, every customer, every stakeholder, every partner. She makes sure that the DNA of customer experience is fed throughout the business, and that's when you get that magic out the other end. So there's 3 lessons from Flamingos. Don't be a common sparrow in the garden, stand out, keep your balance, and be a flamingo.